My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time. If you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go do something else wonderful, not dwell on it for too long. Just figure out what's next. That's been one of my mantras, focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. We're just enthusiastic about what we do. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. Things don't have to change the world to be important. I've always been attracted to the more revolutionary changes. I don't know why, because they're harder. They're much more stressful emotionally, and you usually go through a period where everybody tells you that you've completely failed. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Quality is more important than quantity. One home run is much better than two doubles. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. My model for business is the Beatles. They were for guys that kept each other's negative tendencies in check. They balanced each other, and the total was greater than the sum of the parts. Technology is nothing. What's important is that you have a faith in people, that they're basically good and smart. And if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them. When you're a carpenter making a beautiful chest of drawers, you're not going to use a piece of plywood on the back, even though it faces the wall, and nobody will ever see it. You'll know it's there. So you're going to use a beautiful piece of wood on the back. For you to sleep well at night, the aesthetic, the quality, has to be carried all the way through. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work, and the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition.